don't know if you can hear Sophia, but she's not napping. And we have to do a dentist appointment in like an hour or so. But I talked about her half birthday in one of the vlogs recently, and I believe, I don't know if I showed it last year when we did her half birthday, like the decorations or anything, but I've had a lot of people ask why we do a half birthday party, so I thought that I would do a video like explaining about her half birthday parties. So when she was first born, and we talked about this in her birth story and all of that, but she was given 2 weeks to live. And so for a little bit, we were kind of celebrating every week. Her first week, my aunt brought like a cupcake. It was a normal cupcake, but it looked huge by her, and I'll find the picture and I'll try to put it like at the end of the video so you can see. And then a lot of people do pictures of their kids for the first year for every month, but I mean, it was a bigger deal for us, obviously, because she was making it longer than they were giving her, because they said 2 weeks. At first they said a couple of hours if she made it till birth. And so 6 months was a huge deal. And when she turned 6 months old, she was actually at Children's Hospital. She had gone into the NICU at about 4.5 months old, and we had finally gotten flown over to Denver. And on her 5-month birthday, she had her G-tube placed. And so that was her 5-month birthday picture, was her in her like incubator thing in the NICU with like, she was like, I'm pretty sure she was intubated in that picture, and she just was covered in like cords and everything. It was, but so on that day she got her G-tube, and then like, I think it was like a week to a week and a half after she got her G-tube, we brought her home from the NICU. And then we couldn't have been home more than a couple of weeks, and she got really sick again, and we were taken back to Children's, and she was only about 7 pounds then. So she was the size of a newborn when she was 6 months old. And not like a big newborn, like a average kind of size newborn. And she was at Children's in the CICU, so that was the cardiac intensive care unit at Children's. Go outside. He's gonna get his toy and start squeaking all over the place. That's the only reason. And so I think it was like the day before or like 2 days before, one of the only bad doctors that we've encountered at Children's came in, and she was telling us that they wouldn't do heart surgery on Sophia. And at that time we didn't know if she still needed heart surgery right away, or what was going on exactly with what she needed with surgery. And so she said that when we had been told previously that Children's would do heart surgery when she needed it, this doctor came in and said she was the head of the surgeon's crew or whatever, and Children's would not do heart surgery on her. And then she started talking about what we wanted if Sophia coded and they weren't able to get her back. And so it was a really horrible conversation, and so she was basically making it sound like Sophia was about to not make it again. And Sophia was really sick, and it was really hard. It really didn't look good at that time. She was, I believe, we had gotten some professional pictures done by a photographer that does pictures for kids that have medical needs. She contacted me on Team Sophia, and she's awesome. She does beautiful pictures, but she was in the room when that happened, I believe, and Eric's aunt and her boyfriend were in there, and Eric, that was the time when I was kind of in shock, and we were asking why, and she said Children's Hospital is a top-ranking cardiac hospital. And so Eric was like, so are you saying that you just don't want to bring your ratings down if Sophia didn't make it, and that's why you won't do surgery on her? And she was like, yeah, that's why. And we were in shock, and if we hadn't have had people in there, I know people wouldn't believe that a doctor would actually say that to us, but that's the reason we were given, that they didn't want their national ranking to go down if Sophia didn't make it through her surgery. And that's the only reason why they weren't going to perform surgery on her, according to this doctor. Now, that's changed, and we can do the story. I mean, I'd have to remember exactly like which trip it was when we finally got her cardiologist that we have now, but that has changed. That's obviously why we still go to Children's. That's why we still live in Colorado, because we were going to move. But, and just so you know, I didn't send the dogs out in the crazy storm, because I know there's a lot of that the Colorado's on the news right now, but our particular area is okay. We didn't get a lot of snow. We had some weird weather yesterday. It was a little windy. It was kind of raining. And it snowed like some in the morning, and then it was raining and it was windy, but today there's nothing on the ground. It's not even that cold today, so the dogs are okay outside for a couple minutes. Just thought I'd clear that up. Anyway, but she came in and said that, and so we wanted to do a party because Sophia was having problems and she was on a BiPAP machine. And in the hospital, they have different levels of support that they give kids when they go into the hospital. And Sophia was already oxygen dependent, so she was going up on the amount of oxygen that she needed. And at that point, she was at home. She was on like 2 to 3 liters of oxygen, which is a lot for like an adult. But since she didn't receive care at birth, her lungs were underdeveloped. She didn't get put in the NICU when she was born. So she had a lot of catching up to do as far as her lungs fully developing and everything else. So that is why she was on a higher oxygen concentration at home. But we had to keep going up. She went up to like, I don't know, she was at like 4 or so liters, and we took her into the hospital and she got flown to Children's, and then they do high flow oxygen, which is still a cannula in your nose, and it just puts more pressure through the nostril. And then CPAP is next, which is just constant high pressure on the airway, and it could be like no oxygen, no O2, just room air, or it can be a high level of oxygen. She had oxygen plus the CPAP, and then BiPAP is next, and then after BiPAP is intubation. So Sophia was on the verge of having to be intubated, and she kept having issues, and she was looking really sick. And I mean, it was a culmination of she had pneumonia at that time. So it was a culmination of her having pneumonia, and then of her not getting proper medical care from birth. So she was really sick, and she wasn't looking good. So we decided to do a 6-month birthday. We were going to do it at home, but we didn't know when we were going to be home, so we went up there. I think I have some pictures of that, but we went to the Target by Children's, and we got a cake. We did like My Little Pony for her. The nurses came in. We did a whole like half birthday thing, and they helped us celebrate. And who was it? The PT came in, and she had like smirked and stuff throughout like her short little lifespan, but that hospital stay, she had the biggest smiles, and those were like the first huge grins that we got out of her. And the photographer got those on camera, and so that was a really big deal. So and so we've done half birthdays since then, because I mean, everything is a big deal with Sophia, but the 6-month ones are like, they're pretty meaningful. And we did a 6-month birthday when we got back, and we did like one of those chalkboard things, and she was still like, I don't know, like 7 or 8 pounds on the chalkboard. She was like newborn size still at 6 months old, and she was in a newborn, basically, yeah, or 0 to 3 month, I don't know, outfit. But we did a You Are My Sunshine was her first 6-month theme, but we've done one every year since, and it's just with family, because her birthday parties, we have a lot of people, and so it would just be a lot to have people coming every 6 months. Like friends and like her, like other people coming every 6 months to do the birthday party. So we just have family members that come to the 6-month, and we do it at our house. And her actual birthday we do at a different place. But that is why we do the 6 months, because also statistically, kids with trisomy 18, I mean, the statistics are really old, and so I don't really like talking about them because they're outdated. The last large study that was done was in the 70s, and so I don't feel like they're relevant. But for like perspective, it's like 5 to 10% make it to their first year, and then it's like less than 1% make it to 5. So Sophia's 5th birthday is gonna be a big one. And her first birthday, we sent letters out to all of the doctors that said terrible things about her from her, so it wasn't anything mean that I said. But they're gonna get letters again on her 5th birthday, and it's gonna be a big birthday. So her 4.5 birthday, this is a big deal. For her 5th birthday, just to give like a heads up, we are going to be doing Team Sophia shirts. I can put a link when we actually have them available. We usually do them through Bonfire. It's like a fundraising site, because we printed them off in our hometown the first time we did shirts when she was like 2 months old, and we paid for them outright, and then a bunch of people didn't end up actually getting them that said they would, so we lost a lot of money when we did that. And we had like a ton of extra shirts and hoodies and stuff that we paid for that we had no idea what to do with them. So we go through the fundraising site because we don't have to put any of the money up front, and you just pay for what you want. We try to put the price down as low as the website will allow us to. But this will probably be one of the last times that we do shirts for a while, just because the past few times we've done shirts, we haven't gotten a lot of people to buy them, because we have done them every year. This will probably be the last one for a while, but her 5th birthday, we wanted to do shirts again, because this is a really big birthday for her. So I just wanted to do a little, I mean, oh my gosh, it's like almost 15 minutes. I guess it's not a short video, but a video on why we do her 6th birthday, and like, or 6-month birthday, and what the meaning is behind it. And like, not that we're weirdos or anything. I mean, we might be, I don't know. But that is why we do it. Her 6-month birthday is the party we're going to be doing on the 23rd. Her actual 6 months is on the 26th. So we're going to be doing her party on the 23rd, and she has a mermaid theme this year. So I'm going to try to get some shots of the decorations in the party. Hopefully I'll get some of the party. If not, I'll at least do the decorations before the party starts. But yeah, we have all of that. I have her leggings ordered. I have a half birthday decal, I think, is in the mailbox waiting. I just have to go get it out of the mailbox and get it ironed onto a shirt. But if you guys have any other questions that I haven't answered, because there might be, feel free to ask, and we will see you guys next time. Bye.